Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Melanie and I enjoy testing things out on my wavy / curly hair so that you don't have to. In today's video, we are going to be cutting my hair. Now, I've had so many requests, honestly more requests than I ever expected, about how I cut my hair at home. I just recently during quarantine started cutting my own hair. First off, because I wasn't able to go to a salon, but also because my hairstylist that I loved and adored was in Alabama and now I am in Kentucky. So I haven't quite found anyone here yet that I want to risk them cutting my hair. So I have just kind of decided to take matters into my own hands. I know that this isn't an ideal situation, but you know, sometimes we just can't go to a hairstylist for many different reasons. So sometimes cutting your hair at home is the only option. And I would like to share with you guys how I cut my hair so that maybe it'll make it slightly easier for you at home. In today's video, I will show you how I trim my hair to make it nice and even at the bottom, and also how I add layers into my hair and how I achieved this style right here. If you would like to see more videos such as this one, please subscribe and turn on those post notifications down below so that you know every time I upload a new video. Well guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. So before we get into the actual hair cutting portion, I wanted to kind of explain how I figured out that my hair did need a trim. With wavy / curly hair, you do not need to trim your hair super often, and honestly, it's on a need to need basis. There's not really a specific rule on how often you should cut your hair. One thing to do is to look at your hair. Notice if your ends are starting to split up. If they start to split up, then you know it's time to cut your hair. The way I realized this past time that my hair needed a cut was the way my hair was styling. No matter what I did, full protein, full moisture, protein-moisture balance, I still felt like my hair was lacking that bounce that it normally had. It was really kind of starting to lose its shape, and that's when I realized that I had not cut my hair since like September. So I figured that it was probably time to reshape those strands. So when deciding if you need a trim or not, definitely look at your hair, look at how it's behaving. Is it behaving differently than it normally does? So now that we've kind of established that, let's get into the cutting of the hair. Alright guys, so I am in my kitchen. I am getting ready to cut my hair. Now, if you're looking for a super easy, like 5-minute cut, this is not really it. This is more of a, like, I have watched hairstylists do this. I've kind of learned. I'm very much a person that once I see it, I can pretty much do it. So I have really learned from hairstylists. I especially watched Wavy Curly Courtney's hairstylist when she cut her hair. I kind of learned from that what I wanted for my hair. So the very first thing that you need to do when cutting your hair at home is decide what you want. What is the outcome of your haircut? So for me today, my bangs, let me kind of pull out my bangs a little. My bangs are finally starting to get to a length, especially on like the side parts of my bangs, to where they will finally start to kind of curl around just a little, especially if I finger coil them, see? Just a little. And so I kind of want to bring some shape, some angular shape to my front pieces so that they kind of blend my bangs in so that I can start wearing them a little more natural and not have to hide them so much. And then for the rest of my hair, I just want to shorten up these layers that I have in here. I'm trying to find my shortest layer. So my shortest layer is right here, and it used to be about to here. So it's definitely grown some, and you can see that it gets thinner as I go down. So we're gonna shorten that up a little. I think I'm gonna start wearing my hair more in the middle and kind of have my bangs go down this way. So again, just having that idea in your mind is very important before you start. So to achieve this haircut, you will need a spray bottle for when your hair gets too dry. A comb, you don't have to have this parting utensil because I don't even use it. I just part my hair with the comb. But you do need a comb that will help you part your hair, and you want to part your hair very cleanly. Then I have just some clips. I don't have any of the like fancy alligator clips, but I have some of these clips to just help me clip back any kind of part I need, or I have a bigger clip if I need like a big section clipped back. And then of course I have my cutting scissors. I literally just got these off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. They had really good reviews on them. Even hairstylists were commenting like, these are great scissors. They're nice and sharp. So I will leave a link to these down below. First thing, I'm going to wet my roots just because I feel like my roots have dried out. My ends have been, oh yeah, they're really wet. My ends have been in like a little wrap thing, so they've been fine. And I'm just gonna start kind of combing my hair back. Now, fair warning, when you see my hair styled at the end of this video, it's probably not gonna be as springy as you think it's gonna be because of how much I'm combing it right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm literally going to part it where I want to part my hair every day. So I either am going to part my hair in the middle, or I kind of switch back and forth. So if you switch your part back and forth, you want to part it in the middle. If you have a side that you part it on, part it to that side before you start cutting. So I'm going to literally just draw a line from my nose back, and then I'm going to kind of bring that hair to the side. So as you can see, pretty clean cut or line. And then I'm just going to bring my hair straight down. So I'm going to continue this part all the way down the back of my head. So that I can work on the trimming of my hair first. So I'm gonna trim the lengths of my hair. So let me show you from the back. I got that part. Hopefully it's as straight as I think it is. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this because this drives me nuts. So the next thing I'm gonna do, which I actually learned from one of Maine's by Mel's videos, I think it's in her video where she does the pigtail cuts, but in order to get a nice straight line for your trim, you turn sideways and you really pull everything down, and then you cut. So I'm gonna cut not that much, literally the tiniest amount. And I kind of have to look over this way a little. So now grabbing my scissors, I'm just going to take this little section that I got from leaning this way, and I'm going to cut it. And then grabbing part of that section and the front section, let me take and going to use that as my guide. Oh gosh, you can't see. I'm gonna use that as my guide. And cut the front section. So now, I'm gonna make sure that everything is nice and even. All right. And then I will do the other side. So again, I took like maybe a centimeter off because I am just trimming off any dead ends, and I really want to keep that length. Taking the scissors, you probably can't even see the amount of hair I'm cutting because it's so tiny. And then a good way to check it is to take your hair from the same length and go down. And as long as it's pretty even, you'll be good. And I just wanted to remind you guys, as I'm looking back at this footage, I never specified the fact that I am not a hairstylist and that I am no means qualified to give you this advice. But again, a lot of you guys were asking for it, so I'm going to show you, but just please excuse my cutting techniques. So I think that we are even. All right, so that's the length done. Boom, easy. Next, we're gonna start working on those layers, and I'm actually going to take the section that's right in front of my ear out of this. So I'm just going to clip this section together like that, and then same here. Like so. And clipping that front section away. Oops, maybe. Here, we'll do it this way. This might help. All right, so now that we have done that, my hair's still parted in the middle. I am going to start cutting layers. Now, when you cut layers, you always want to take about 1-inch sections. So I moved you guys up so you can see this part because my hair is very long. I'm now going to take this whole section of hair at a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to let the bottom part drop. And then what's left, which is not a lot, I'm going to cut. Then I'm now going to take it all the way up to the top let a bunch of it drop and cut that section. I'm also going to point cut in it. Then the last step is to take that same section, and I'm cutting about the same length that I cut when I was trimming my hair. But again, if you're just now doing layers, you're going to have a lot more hair to cut. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it this way, let some hair fall, and cut it. See, I'm literally just cutting this much, not a lot. Ooh, these are the wrong way. All right, and then as you can see, if I let that whole section down, I now have shorter layers, longer layers, and such. So I'm going to keep doing that in 1-inch sections, and I'm going to speed this part up because I'm just doing the same thing all the way around my head, again, ignoring these front pieces. So once you get to the back, you want to make sure that you are really keeping things nice and straight out from the scalp. Don't turn it too much to see it. Instead, turn sideways and look at your hair from the side in the mirror. so now that I'm done, I am going to take my top front sections down, and then I'm going to clip up the back to get it out of the way. So, as I said earlier, I want this to be kind of angled down. So I'm going to re-wet this, especially my bangs, because they've been sitting there for quite some time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush my hair down. And I'm going to face sideways, and I might start snipping. So I know that looks crazy, but I'm going to point cut into it. And then as I let my hair down, that part will just be slightly shorter. I'm gonna take the other side and do the same thing. So again, I wanted these parts shorter to kind of match my bangs. And then I already trimmed these pieces up. Now I'm going to take my hair down. Kind of show you, so now you see that it doesn't look as crazy in the front. I do want to point cut this part a little more. All right, guys, and that is it for the cutting portion. I'm not even going to touch my bangs right now because they're like barely at a length where I can like actually put them through. I changed my mind. I am going to point cut through this because this place has been really thick for some reason. All right, just a little. So now I'm going to style my hair. Again, it might not be the best outcome because of how much I have been like running this through my hair. That really straightens out my hair. So I'm going to try to kind of re-wet it, restyle it, and I will come back with the results. Well guys, these are the finished results. As you can see, my hair did bounce up quite a bit, more than I was expecting for brushing my hair so much. My bangs still are super annoying. They still aren't quite the same yet, but you know, I feel like this does, with the shorter pieces, it does kind of help blend my bangs in just a little more. So yes, I do enjoy this, and I might put back in my extensions and rock it that way. We shall see. But here it is from the front. I want to show you guys the side, the back, and the other side. The great thing about wavy / curly hair is that even if you don't get your cut exactly perfect, like especially the layers and stuff, you're really not going to notice that much because you have so much texture in your hair, so much movement in your hair, that it's not going to make that much of a difference if you botch it just a little. Obviously you can't go crazy, but just a little and it'll be okay. Well guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful to you. Remember, if you try this at home, just to be careful. Also remember that I am not a certified hairstylist whatsoever, so take my styling with a grain of salt. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!